People often ask me, what's Botswana really like? What made you choose Botswana as the place to begin a nonprofit? And what do you do during your visits? So this video is a little insight into why I love this country so much. You'll see the incredible beauty of their sunsets and scenery, the open landscape crawling with wildlife, the culture and simple way of living, and most importantly, the happiness that lives within each individual in this peaceful yet underprivileged country.
Welcome to Africa.
I've made it back to Botswana.
Enjoy it.
Lwani is the extension of me here in Botswana. He helps with all of our planning and marketing in Africa. He sets up appointments and meetings for us and provides transportation for me during my visits. I'm glad I don't have to drive because the roads are not like the smooth paved roads we have in America. Lwani also plays tour guide and is my link to the locals here in Botswana. Lwani knows this area like the back of his hand. You could not ask for a better safari guide. He knows exactly where the animals will be and brings me right up close and personal with them, even when it's during their bath time. When I come to Botswana, I stay in Lwani's front yard. There's no electricity or running water in the house, and I've seen a number of cockroaches inside as well. So I sleep on a hammock with a mosquito net outside.
Good morning.
Here's an example of a typical day in Botswana. I get up and brush my teeth using water from a water bottle.
Ooh,
What? Did I spit in the wrong place?
no.
Then it's time to do some laundry.
Welcome to the laundry room.
I have no idea where Lwani got this bathtub from, but it was his big surprise for me when I got here. Lwani is one of the most thoughtful people I've ever met, and this is just one example of the things he does to try and make my stay feel a little more like home. A bathtub in the yard. Gotta love it.
Right here
My favorite part is the bath mat.
is the bath mat. Where did you get that grass from, Lwani?
From the river.
From the river.
Yes.
Imported from the river.
Imported from the river, yes.
So Lwani is now in the process of making our shower. Love it. Shower, bathtub, do not disturb. What more can you really ask for? We have to go to the store every day. Do you always go to the store every day? Because there's no refrigerator. There's no refrigerator at Lwani's house because there's no electricity. He lives green, very, very green. You don't buy bread that's pre-sliced in Botswana, so I'm about to try and figure out how to work this machine so I can slice my bread. When it's time for lunch, we'll start a fire in the kitchen, and this is a video of the kitchen. This is Lwani's niece. She's making us a fire so that we can cook some lunch. Of course, my favorite thing to do when I'm staying in Lwani's front yard is to go next door and play with the neighbor's kids. Joyce has 6 kids altogether. This is one of her twins, and I love going next door to play with them. Actually, they're really the whole inspiration behind building Botswana, because I fell in love with them the first time I came to Botswana. The kids spend most of their day playing with things they find in the street, like this little tire or a juice box, until eventually I bought them a soccer ball, which quickly became their favorite.
Student doesn't have so much space.
Joyce tries her best to be a great mom to her children, but it's a lot for her to handle with the small income that her husband makes. Daily life here is a struggle for many families. She even asked me if I could adopt her twins. I wish I could. There's always an adventure to be had in Botswana, like the time our truck broke down while we were driving through Chobe National Safari Park. We had just picked up at least 20 cultural dancers who all piled in the back of the truck after their practice when it happened. I'm gonna have to get this on tape. This is like everyone's worst nightmare, the car not starting in the middle of...
I'm worried. Definitely worried.
We're the ones that are safe because we're inside. If the lions come, they'll get them first.
Yeah. It will last us for at least 2 hours.
Nice to meet you. I love you so much. See you tonight.
Luckily, we fixed the car and we were able to get the cultural dancers home in time to get ready for their big event at a local safari lodge that night. Then there was the time Luwani took me on a lengthy hike along the river to have a picnic and see the best spot for watching hippos. I wanted to turn around halfway through when I noticed thick indentations in the sand. They were from snakes, very, very large snakes. Luwani somehow convinced me to keep trekking, so we continued on our way.
It is beautiful, I'll give you that.
I'll admit, when we finally arrived at the spot, it was well worth the walk. Luwani built us a fire to cook our lunch, and we had our picnic.
I'm cutting some mushrooms with this lovely knife that Luwani made. We have our lovely fire going.
Everything was perfect until I noticed a few very large crocodiles not too far away.
I hate it. Oh my god, I hate it, I hate it. I know, he's in the water, I just saw him go in. He can come right over here.
No ways.
One of the most unique things I got to do in Botswana was go to a baby shower of one of the locals. I couldn't really understand why, because everyone was speaking in Setswana, but the pregnant woman comes in the room wearing nothing but a bathrobe. Then her friends open the robe and dust her body with baby powder. After that, everyone takes turns asking her questions about her pregnancy, like, do you think it'll be a boy or a girl, or silly questions like, how did you make the baby? If anyone laughs, they too are sprinkled with baby powder. I learned not to laugh the hard way, which I thought wasn't very nice since I didn't know the rules. Either way, this was probably the most unique tradition I've been able to experience so far. The main reason why I came to Botswana is for business. During my visit, I had numerous meetings and appointments with important people and organizations around the village. Luwani introduced me to Christina, who works here in Botswana with the Peace Corps. Christina has started various projects here already, and she now plays a critical role in the development of our project. Her expertise on this village and its people have proved to be invaluable, and it's really helpful to have an American involved on the ground level. Christina sat in on many of our meetings in the village. It was a great help to have an American by my side who knows the village inside out. Here we are with a representative from the Village Development Committee. She showed us the land where we will build the school. She was extremely helpful and even came with us later in the day when we met the Kosi, or chief, of the village to show her support.
So from where to where?
This is the headmaster of the current school, who was really supportive and happy to hear about our initiative. He agreed to come with us to a few of our meetings and offered for a couple of his teachers from his current school to be transferred to the new school once it's built. We will build the school in Pandamatanga, a rural village about 100 kilometers from the nearest town. The village is divided into 2 wards with an area of about 6 kilometers in between. Unfortunately, there's only one school here, and it's in the ward where the least amount of students live. Out of 348 students, 200 of them have to walk up to 7 kilometers every morning and afternoon to get to and from school. The community has asked us to build a school on the other side of the village for the younger children so that they don't have to walk so far. Not only is it a long distance for a small child to travel, but it is also very unsafe. Lions and other wildlife have been seen crossing the same road these children use to walk to school. We want to decrease the dropout rate by building a new school that is closer to where they live, allowing them to walk to school quickly and safely. It will take some time before we can start building, so in the meantime, we are also working to get a bus that will transport the children to school. Our hope is to continue seeing these children's smiling faces year after year. We've already got a lot accomplished, but now we need your help. Please help us by telling your friends, family, and local businesses about our mission. 100% of all donations fund our cause, and each donation is tax deductible. You can read more and make your donation at www.buildingbotswana.org.